Sure.
Is that what it says?
Hey, you're back. Where were you at?
All right.
What?
So, what I would do on this one? How do I zoom in? I mean, I'm gonna lose words. Okay. So what I would do is you take the integral of this. Well, that's kind of complicated, so you throw it into your graphing calculator and you graph it. Okay, get out your graphing calculators if you don't have them out yet. So let's make sure we know how to do this, because this is a fundamental skill of calculus, as long as you type in the numbers correctly. All right, so under y equals negative 6.44 e to the negative 0.056 t. Okay, if you graph that, yours won't have, let me change my window.
What should I change the window to?
Just so your windows goes from at least negative 10 to 20, make your window. And you should have a graph that looks like this, right? That looks like this. Okay? So then, how do you take an integral on your graphing calculator? Well, you go second, trace, and then see how the number 7 has an integral symbol on it? Yeah, 7. What's the lower limit? Well, we started at time equals 0 and it said for 10 minutes. Okay? Second, trace, number 7, the integral, and it asks lower limit. I put a lower limit of 0, and the upper limit, what's the temperature of the T after 10 minutes? I put in 10. That is how much the T cooled down. Negative 49.3 degrees. So basically, it's 150 degrees in the teacup.
This is what you said you would teach us like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you never did.
I taught some people. I guess I didn't teach the whole class.
So some of us have different math.
Wait, from
Yeah.
0 to 10?
0 to 10.
Mine says negative 51.
Yeah, mine's negative 50.
Mine's negative 49.
Mine is negative. I think mine's off.
It depends on what your window is set at. So it all depends on your window, but basically it's about 50, right?
Yeah.
And it's AP, so it's multiple choice, and then the answers will be like 150, 175, like 50 degrees. So they'll be separated by enough where you know this is the answer. Okay?
But how'd you get 100?
How'd you get 100? Yeah, how'd you get 100?
Because we started at 200. How much did it go down? It went down to negative 50 degrees. So we're at 150 degrees. What is the temperature of the tea after 10 minutes? Well, it went down to negative 50 degrees. So it's at 150.
Read the question.
Yep.
You just subtract. Yeah.
200 plus a negative 50 is 150.
So really the answer is just 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The amount of water filling a large pond is shown in this graph. How much water drains into the pond during 12 hours? All right. So let's zoom in on the graph because Liv can't see anything. Okay. All right. So we're rounding on this. Okay. We're rounding on this. We're getting a general ballpark number. Okay. All right. So how big is one of these squares like this?
That is 4 by 4.
So this is 4, this is 4, this is 4, this is
Oh, wait.
this is 4, 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 and this is 4. Okay? This triangle right here is what by what?
What is it?
This triangle right here is 6 by 6. What's half of 6 by 6? 18. What's this triangle right here? 2 by 6. What's half of 2 by 6? 6. So you take 18 plus 12, which is 30, plus 6, which is 36, plus another 24. 36 plus 24 is 60 gallons. Okay? Area under the curve. So the first two problems were area under the curve. Next one, yep, all multiple choice. Next one is a Riemann sum. We're doing a left Riemann sum. Okay? Tank contains 80 liters of water at time equals 4 hours. Oil is being pumped into the tank at a rate of R sub T liters per hour. All right, use a left Riemann sum. What's our first one going to be?
7 minus 4.
3 times 7 minus 4. Yep, 3 times
6.5.
6.5 plus
3
5 times 6.2 plus 3 times
5.9.
5.9. Somebody calculate that out. 68.2. Okay? Is that the amount of oil in the tank after 15 hours? No, it is not. Be careful. How much oil is in the tank after 15 hours?
80 minus 68.
No, oil is being pumped into the tank. 148.2 is the answer. Be careful on that. Read the question carefully. 80 is right here. You truly can't see very good, can you?
No, I can't read that.
Well, maybe you should sit closer because this is all the bigger the screen will get. Okay, so it's 148.2. Yeah, you just add. You add the 80 that you start out with in the tank with how much goes into the tank. Okay? All right. The function is a continuous closed interval from 0 to 6 and has the values at the table at the right. Using the intervals 0 to 2, 2 to 4, and 4 to 6, what's the midpoint Riemann sum of that?
1 times 4.
All right. 2 times 8 is the first one because we're using the midpoint, so we use that, and then we use this distance times this distance times this, 2 times 1, plus this distance times this. There's 3 intervals. So it's a midpoint Riemann sum. So it's 16 plus 2 plus 18. Yeah, we're using this number, okay, and then 2 times each of them because they're each 2 wide. Yeah, and then these are the midpoints of those. Okay, that's a midpoint Riemann sum. Oh, look, a trapezoidal Riemann sum.
Oh, wow.
And it's using 0 to 2, 2 to 4, and 2 to 6, or 4 to 6 again. Okay? So the width, okay, so you go 1/2. The width of it is 2, and the 2 endpoints are 0 plus 4 plus 1/2 of 2 times 4 plus 5 plus 1/2 of 2 times. So this is 4, this is 9, and this is 5. So you get 18 as a trapezoidal. Okay? You don't understand what? Its width is 2, and you use the 2 endpoints because if you graph it, the two endpoints, and then the two endpoints. Okay? Okay, this is one that we all struggle with a little bit. Even me. Okay, so what's the procedure on this? Well, yeah, man, but what's the procedure? You have to work with these numbers first. What do you do with those two numbers? You subtract those two numbers. 6 minus 2 is 4. So 4 over n would be the width of it. There's a 4 over n. There's a 4 over n. So you know these two don't matter. Okay? And then you need the 4 over n again, which is in both of those. But the trick is, yes, Alex? 2 is where you start. So you need the 2 where you start. C.
So what if that was a 1? Then you wouldn't need anything.
If this was If this was a 1 here, then this would be a 5 and a 5, and this would be a 1. If this was a 0, which it happens a lot, if it's a 0, then it would be 6 and 6, and actually it would be 6 and 6, and you'd use this one because it's 0 plus. There's no add in that. Okay? If it's a 0. What? If it was 6, yeah. If it was 6, then B. If it was 0, then it would be B. Yeah. So. Okay. All right. So let's look at this bad boy. Fundamental theorem of calculus, which we're getting better at this now. Okay? So if we do the fundamental theorem of calculus, what do? The 2x goes in for the t. What's 2x cubed?
8x cubed.
So it's a natural log of 8x cubed plus 1. Because 2x times 2x times 2x. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. X times x times x is x cubed. Okay? No, because you have to cube the 2. You have to take 2 times 2 times 2. Because 2, it's 2x cubed plus 1. So 2 cubed is 8. All right. Then we...
No.
Because
in it like this, you got the 2 and the x are both getting cubed. So you cube the 2, but the x can't have it. Isn't
Okay, it's not a number.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right. Then, because this isn't just an x, it's a 2x, we have to take the derivative of the number at top, put it out front. Choice D. That's good. Going into an AP test, that's good that you understand this. Because the AP tests are the killer of your grades in this class, obviously.
Well, we'll go back.
I give you as many times as you want to do the Khan Academy. Because you're too busy gambling.
No, I'm actually done right now for a while.
Oh, okay.
Did you see Spikes because he's broke?
Yep. The first derivative of what's up top goes up front. Okay. So here we go again with another one just slightly different. Nate Ricky, how would you do this? Yeah.
Plug it in and then subtract them.
Okay, so if we plug them in,
Okay, I know.
we plug it in.
4x squared.
It's 4x squared minus 2x. And then
you plug in 2.
before you do that,
Times 2.
you need a 2 on the outside. Why?
Because you took
You have to take the derivative of this top. Okay? Then we're going to plug in the 2. 4 times 2 squared. 16. 2 times 2. No. 2 times 2 is 4. So 16 minus 4 is 2 square root of 12.
Oh, so you don't subtract on this one? Actually,
Wouldn't it be 4 square root of 3?
You don't subtract the bottom number, the top.
You just like the 4 is just useless down there.
4 is just useless in this problem, right? Then, yeah.
So when you're finding first derivative,
Yeah, but they didn't do that on this, so. Okay, we good? I'm sorry for the super small print. Here we go. A pump allows water to flow in a tank at the rate of R equals 3t liters per minute, where t is the time in minutes since the pump was turned on. Which of the following functions, or which of the following defines a function that measures the accumulation of water in the tank during the period from t equals 1 to t equals x, as x, the variable x, moves along the t-axis in the figure above? So this is a function f of x equals 3t. So after 1 minute, it's 3 high. After 2 minutes, it's 6 high. After 3 minutes, it's 9 high, and so on. Okay? So, which is the function that represents the accumulation of the water under the line? Can A or B be answers? No, it's got to be an integral because the integral is the accumulation under a curve. Okay? Where does it start?
1.
It starts at 1, so it has to be D.
E.
Okay? Easy, right?
Yeah.
That's an easy one. That'll be a gimme on the test
Yeah.
why? Wait, why was it 1? Because it started out 1.
because we started at 1. We started an X at 1. 24 questions.
It's like a 4%.
Oh my god. I'm getting upgraded.
Okay, this one, a little bit different of a question. Number 10. The graph of the function shown above, let the graph be defined as the integral from 1 to x of f of t dt. What's the value of x on the interval from 0.5 to 6.5 that has a relative minimum? Okay, if you want to find a relative minimum, what you have to do is, this is like when you take the first derivative, how do we figure out where the relative minimum was? When it went from negative slope or a positive slope, a negative slope to a positive slope. Okay, so where in this graph does it go from negative to positive? 3. Does it change any other times? No, so the only place is 3. Where it crosses the axis, because this is a slope. This is the slope. Okay?
The other one is going positive to negative.
Where does it
If it goes from positive to negative, this is the max. And this right here is the min.
Where does it say that this is the first derivative?
Because we're taking the integral of f of x. So if it's the integral of f of x, then if you take,
It's like taking the derivative of.
yeah, it's thinking backwards.
Oh, that's gonna be
At 6
hard.
is going.
No, it's not going to be hard because I just explained it to you.
Okay, it's
So
gonna be
then,
easy.
so then if you could remember this, this is pretty much the exact question on the AP test. Yes,
Minimum is going from negative to positive across the x-axis.
right,
Maximum is going from positive to negative.
across the
And when
x-axis.
it just goes and hits 0, it's just going like this, right?
Yeah, so this one, it's positive slope, flattens out, positive slope. Okay, that's that one. Okay, all right. This one, even though Con Guy didn't spend much time on it, I've seen it on about every AP test, so we need to know it. Okay, all right. What is this function given this information? That's basically what this question's asking. What is the integral from -10 to 6 of the function given that the integral from 4 to -10 is -3 and the integral from 4 to 6 is 5? Oh, no, 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 no,
You
no.
add
It's the
these
top
two,
minus the bottom,
It's 2, isn't it?
Wait,
You're not looking. You need to look first.
It's 8. It goes backwards, so it's reversed.
It's backwards because it's reversed.
How is it backwards?
Genius. It's 8.
Because it goes -10 to 4. It should go -10 on the bottom, 4 on the top, which makes a +3 there. And then from 4 to 6 makes a +5. +3 plus +5 is a +8. It is D.
Whoa.
That's a -10 up there. Yep, I am sure.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't make any sense for this. If it was a +10, then it would be something that I haven't taught you yet. Yeah, there would be a thing. What? Then yeah. If this started out as the integral of -10 to 4 of -3, then you'd stay at -3. But since this is backwards, we have to flip the sign.
So when the smaller number's on top, it's opposite.
Yep.
Wait, are negative numbers smaller? No, they're just bigger, but in a different direction.
But they are smaller on the number line. Yeah. Okay. This one, not super difficult. You could do this on your graphing calculator, or you could say, take the integral. Can't plug in yet. We got to take the integral first. 1/3 x cubed minus 5/2 x squared, and then you plug in the numbers. So it's 27/3 minus 5/2 times 9 minus -8/3 minus 5/2 times squared, so it's 5/2 times 4. All right, so yeah, 27/3 minus 45/2 is the same as 54/6 minus 135/6 minus
He's doing
-16/6 minus 66, so that's -76/6.
Oh, that makes more sense.
-54 minus 135 is -80. What? -81/6 plus a positive, which is -5/6.
You can do that?
Yeah, -5/6. Okay, 13's a little bit more difficult than that.
I got this one.
How would we do this?
This one?
This would be a U substitution. U equals x squared plus 9. Du equals 2x dx. So we need to put a 2 here, which puts a 1/2 in front. So it's 1/2 the integral from 0 to 4 of 1 over u to the 1/2 du. So you have u to the -1/2 du. Yeah, you're integrating. So it becomes u to the 1/2, which means a 2 in front. The 2 and this 1/2 cancel. So it's the square root of x squared plus 9 from 4 to 0. So it's 16 plus 9, which is 25, minus 0 square root of 9, or it's the square root of 25, right? Square root of 9, which is 5 minus 3, which is 2.
You can do that on your calculator. It was
You can do that on your calculator. Did you graph it?
Yeah, it came out even.
Someone do it?
Yeah, Liv did it.
And even if
Here, okay. How? Let's see how. Y equals, clear, x divided by parentheses, the square root of x squared plus 9, parentheses, graph it, and you come up with something that looks like that. And then you go second, trace 7 from 0 to 4. It shades it in and you get 2.
No, that's so easy. So as long as there are numbers on Dane's phone, we can just graph it.
Yep.
Oh. You didn't teach.
I am a dirty dog. Okay.
You dirty.
All right. On this one,
Can you graph this one too?
you could graph this one too. I'm going to do U substitution while somebody graphs it.
So you can be faster.
U equals x to the fourth plus 2x. It should be faster to graph it. Plus 9. So du is 3x or 4x cubed plus 4x plus 0. So this needs a 4 here with a 1/4 out front. So it's 1/4 the integral from 1 to 0 of the square root of u du, which is 1/4. So u to the 3/2 with a 2/3 in front. So it's 1/6 of x to the fourth plus 2x squared plus 9 to the 3/2 from 1 to 0. So it's 1/6 of 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 9, which is 12. So it's the square root of 12 minus, no, is 12 to the 3/2 power, right? 12 to the 3/2 power minus 9 to the 3/2, so minus 27.
Everybody over there.
And I don't know what the multiple choice answer would look like, but it's something to this effect. 2.4, which would probably be about right. So it's 1/6 times 12 raised to the 3/2 minus 27. 2.428203. Yeah.
Nice, that's easy money. Can we graph the next one?
The next one cannot. The next one cannot. Why not? It's not a definite integral. It's an indefinite integral. So, what is u?
U is the
Bottom. 4x to the fifth plus 15x plus 2. What's du? 20x to the fourth plus 15. So, how is this related to 20x to the fourth plus 15?
It's 5 times.
So you need a 5 up here, which puts a 1/5 on the outside. So it's 1/5 the integral of 1 over u du. What's the integral of 1 over u?
That's the
ln of the absolute value of u plus c. So 1/5 the ln of the absolute value of u would be this one.
That's pretty good.
This one would have a 1/5 out front too, basically. And it's the net, yeah. So what about this one?
You also cannot do the
Oh, you divide the thing.
It's long division. Nate, you paying any attention to this?
Why were you able to not use long division last one, but not this one?
The last one, because the bottom is a higher power than the top. And it makes sense that this would be the derivative of the bottom. So that's why you want to use u's. Here, you got to divide because the top is higher. So it's x minus 2, 6x squared minus 4x minus 25. What times x is 6x squared? 6x, so you get 6x squared minus 12x. Change the signs of the bottom row and then add 8x minus 25. What times x is 8x? 8. So you get 8x minus 16. Change the signs of the bottom row and then add. You get negative 9. So it's minus 9 over x minus 2. So if you integrate this, if you integrate 6x,
You get 3x squared.
3x squared. If you integrate 8, you get 8x. If you integrate 9 over that, it's minus 9 ln x minus 2. Yeah, you integrate what's on top.
I've never done that.
So 3x squared plus 8x minus 9x, oh, that would be a, wouldn't it? Okay, we good?
Yeah. Can we graph this one?
No.
I just was asking.
Oh, I know, you can just move
This
it,
is tangent.
make 3 different things.
2 goes to the outside. Be careful in this one. 2 goes to the outside because there's a 2 on top. Should be a 1 on top.
So doesn't that
This
be a
one's
1/2 on the outside?
No, that's not what
It's
I
like you're
mean.
multiplying.
And so let's complete the square. X squared
No, that's not what
plus 6x plus blank plus 10 minus blank.
Can you do like 2 over x squared plus 2 over 6x?
Nope, you can't.
So would it be 2?
Because there's addition and subtraction in the denominator. You can do that when there's not addition subtraction in the denominator. Minus blank. What's half of 6? 3. 3 squared is 9. So it's a 9 and 9. So this is x plus 3 quantity squared plus 1. Okay? So, like Breezy said, it's a tangent one. Okay? So, we have 2 in the front, and then we have 1 over a. Where's a? Which is a?
Oh wait, no, that's a 1.
1 is the a. Look at the board over there. It's on the board. 1 over a. So it's times 1 over 1. And then it is the inverse tangent of u, which is x plus 3 over 1 plus c. So it's 2, the inverse tangent of x plus 3 plus c.
That's gonna be a good guess. It's gonna be a great guess.
Okay? So this, Olivia, is when you can do that. And this, you need to do that on this. When there's just one denominator, you divide them all. You split them all up. So it's the integral of x to the 4th plus 6x squared plus 10
So the negative to the x to the negative second.
1 over x squared.
No.
Or x to the negative 2. Okay. There you go.
That
All right, integrate that bad boy.
1/5 x to the 5th plus 2x cubed plus minus 10x to the negative first.
What if it be minus one? No, it's a
What?
negative. It goes backwards.
Okay, I showed you 18 examples. There are 24 questions, so there are 6 that I did not show you that are similar to the 18 that I showed you. Okay? Some involve area under the curves that I didn't show you. Some involve Riemann sums that I didn't show you. And there might be a sine one that I didn't show you, but it's similar to tangent. So, yeah. The tangent one.
Can I grab my glasses?
So half
Sure.
6 squared.
You like my words. You gotta sit by me and then move to there.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay. That's a completing the square type thing. You get, yeah. All right. Bye, Bella.